We all have questions, and Pastor Carney has answers. We all want to know what he thinks. There's important information to know. What are his thoughts? How did he get here? What's his favorite golf ball? It's time for 3 Questions with Pastor Carney.
Welcome back, Phil.
That's right.
I heard his 3 questions. Now, you missed last week.
I did.
And there were some tough questions.
First question's for you, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, is
And
it?
it's from last week.
Okay.
Oh, good. Ask him a tough question.
The toughest question last week was, what's your favorite Halloween tradition?
Recently, my favorite Halloween tradition has been the party that we throw. This is our 3rd year throwing a Halloween party, costumes, everybody dresses up, not just kids, but adults. We do hayride, stuff like that. So that's become my new favorite Halloween tradition. As a child, it was going to the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. They would do a nighttime, like spectacular kind of thing where you could take a train ride that was a haunted train ride and stuff. It was just awesome. You dress
my
up
kids
and
loved that.
Tons of candy. And it's not the same anymore. We still take our kids, but it's during the day and it's a much, much smaller version of it. But as a kid, that was my Halloween favorite tradition.
What's your favorite trick or treat or Halloween candy?
Oh, man.
When you went to the stores the doors and got all the bags of goodies and candy and whatnot, what were you searching for?
Probably like the Laffy Taffies, Starburst, Skittles, anything that's like sweet, fruity, sugary. I like that. I don't love chocolate. So, I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not like my go-to. So for me, I would have like maybe one of those M&M packets and then I'd be done. But if you put like Starburst in front of me, one time my buddy and I, we ate like a gallon size or a pound of Starburst in one night watching shows and stuff when I was.
Starburst jelly beans are mine.
Oh, yes.
Evil candy.
What about the, I think they're called the caramel apples on a stick?
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Yeah, okay.
The only problem is they're kind of hard to eat sometimes or they take too long or they're a mess. So, yeah.
All right. First question for Pastor Carney.
Okay.
I think you need some more.
What do you guys do this out? No, man, this is like...
It's going to start.
I'm going to open up...
Oh, it's falling.
I saw that going. Here.
I'm going to open up a food bank of M&Ms.
No, they're for you.
Holy cannolis.
Okay, which idea of Luther's is most important?
There's a lot of things that he said, a lot of things that he wrote. Probably number 2. I'm going to go in backwards order.
Okay.
Number 2 is where he stood up in front of the council and said, "Here I am. Here I stand. I will not recant." He said it differently.
Cannot and I will.
That's right. Yeah, and he did not take the word of God and melt it down into what they wanted to hear. And that was a big moment in his life, which caused him almost death.
Right.
Because they wanted to kidnap him and take him. But his mentor took care of him. Actually kidnapped him. Good story. But that's number 2. Number 1 has to be, and I know I'm going to mess it up in Latin, so I'll say it in English. We are a saint yet sinner. And it reminds us that we are a saint, small s saint. We are a saint of God. We are a child of God. We're a saint of God. But that doesn't mean we're perfect. It means we're sinful. But we're redeemed by the blood of Jesus. So I would say that when Luther talks about us being saints and sinners at the same time. Yeah, my number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phil?
Something that's always stuck with me about Martin Luther is the humility that he shows in a sense of he knows he's a sinner.
Yeah.
And he knows he's not worthy. But then it all goes back to grace and faith. And so for me, that stuck out. I remember learning stories about him, how he used to be in his room and would yell and sob and whatever about his sins and how he was just so miserable. And so sometimes I think of that and I think, you know what? Man, I messed up again, or dang it, I said that. I shouldn't have done that. And I think of him in those moments and say, you know what, though? He felt those same things he experienced. But I think that's important for us to stay humble because we need to know that we're not worthy. But then we have a Savior. And so if you find that balance, I think that's where Martin Luther was just awesome.
I got to spend my 40th birthday in Germany.
Oh, wow.
And we did a lot of Luther stuff. And I went to worship at Luther's church. And after worship, the friends we were with brought us up and introduced us to the pastor and whatnot, and told the pastor that I was a Lutheran pastor. And he told us that this big pulpit was where Luther preached. And I'm like, oh, I'm taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
And then he says to Ilona, the lady we were with, ask your pastor if he wants to go up and stand in that pulpit. And she said, what she did in English, I'm going, seriously? And the guy said, yeah. And I got to stand up in Luther's pulpit. And it was cool. I have photographs of me in Luther's pulpit. And knowing me as you do, I said, this is so awesome. Took it very seriously. And then I looked down. I said, does anybody down there have a knife? And they're like, why? And I said, I want to carve my name into the pulpit. Well, she translated that to the pastor, and he went, no! And I said, only kidding. Yeah. But yeah, I got to stand in Luther's pulpit, and it was probably one of the most powerful moments, besides ordination, in my life as a pastor. I got to stand in the same place that Luther preached from, and it was kind of cool. So, yeah.
To me, the one concept that I always hang on to with Luther is that his insistence that the church had been trying to put that veil back up between God and the people, and Jesus' gift was a free gift to everyone, and that veil was torn, and it's torn forever, no matter how much someone wants to put it back up. So.
It's good.
Yeah, good Trump. Yeah. That has to stop, man. It definitely got to stop.
All right, second question.
Oh, easy.
Okay.
No thought at all.
All right.
And what's interesting, before I answer, I would like you on Sunday. No, this has got to stop. I'm aghast. Anyway, now before I answer, I would like you to ask Donna that question.
Okay.
And I will.
Let me call her.
I will bet you that she will give the same answer I do without even thinking twice. If she does not,
I don't know if we do phone a friend on these questions.
If she does not, if she gets the question wrong, I will give back every single M&M here in this basket.
All right, fork, spoon, or knife?
The answer is obvious. Spoon.
Spoon.
Now, here's the thing.
Why is that?
I've always eaten with a spoon.
Okay.
I will go to restaurants that only have forks and knives, and I will ask them to bring a teaspoon.
Okay.
Because I only eat with a teaspoon. Now, I sometimes have pizza with spaghetti. Spaghetti is very difficult for me to digest, obviously, because you know my story. And so whoa, it's falling down. What I will do is I will cut up my spaghetti and then eat it with a spoon. And spoon for everything. Now, here's something else you don't know about me, is I will do a majority of my food, my meals, 90%. I will make it into a bowl meal. I don't do much plate stuff, I do bowls. But the answer is spoon.
Okay.
And I would like you to call Donna, live on the right now, call Donna, put her on speaker, and ask her that question. Bear with us, this is fun. Do I keep the M&Ms or do I give them back?
Hello?
Hi, Donna Carney. You're live on 3 Questions with Pastor Carney.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
What's up?
We have a question that Pastor's chosen his phone a friend option to see if he's correct in answering this question. So if you're ready, I'm going to ask you the same question that I just asked him.
Okay.
Fork, spoon, or knife? If you could use only one of these for the rest of your life, which would it be?
Pertaining to him?
Pertaining to him.
Oh, hands down, spoon.
Spoon. How about you, Donna?
Fork.
Fork. Okay, all right.
Now ask her also, plate or bowl?
Plate or bowl?
Oh, for him?
Bowl. Okay.
See?
Well, you get extra M&Ms.
All right. Thank you, Donna, very much.
Thank you, sweetness.
We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sure, bye.
Bye.
I get to keep mine. That was fun. Thank you for indulging us there. And I don't know why. I was probably a kid when I saw that. And even to this day, I'm 62, 63, whatever I am. And
Whatever I am.
whatever I am. And I continue to eat with a spoon, no matter what it is. It could be spaghetti. It can be French toast. It could be hamburger. It can be anything. It's a spoon, hands down. As Donna said too, hands down spoon. And if it's a meal, I'll always somehow put it into a bowl. Now you know way much more than you wanted to me. Okay.
So, I'm thinking if I need a fork, I can use my hands. If it's too hot, I'll just let it cool.
All right.
Most things that I use a spoon for come in a bowl. I could just drink it. But a steak, I need a knife.
Okay.
See,
I
and
need
I'm
to be able
and,
to cut that.
and I'd say fork, so we got it covered.
There we go.
It's a spoon, hands down.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question.
Is one of these good? When is this going to stop? This is like unbelievable.
What?
No, man, this is no. Not M&Ms, because you can't put M&Ms in a shoebox. It's one of the things you can't put in. Hard candy you can, but you can't put M&Ms in a shoebox. What have I put in a shoebox? Donna's the one that usually goes with me and does the shopping, depending on if you pick a boy or a girl and the age. And I like to pick out the fun things, and she will always say, dear, that's not on the list, or you can't put that in. But the items I can put in, I'll probably put in things that can be used more than just once. If you buy like a soap dish, okay, that can be used not just as a soap dish. I might put 2 in with a bar of soap, but the other one they might use to store rice or beans in. And so I'll look for things that have a multi-use, that they can store things in or use for other things. Like if I have a toothbrush, I'll buy a toothbrush holder, and I might buy another 1 or 2 that they can put things in, maybe a pencil case going to school, or who knows what. So those are kind of items that I would look for, is to have multi-use items, type of thing. So,
Phil, how about you?
Probably something that's going to bring them comfort. Socks, maybe.
yeah, no, Mitch. No, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. So anyway, but I would say, probably like socks, maybe gloves, which I don't, depends on where they're living and stuff. And then things that might bring them joy, like maybe a little yo-yo.
Yes.
A toy to play with. Heck, Poppets. Kids here love them. So, but probably something like that.
Yeah, you might be done.
No, man, no.
So,
if I can share a story.
the one thing that I have to put in each box that we're going to do, and Hallie and I talked about this briefly Sunday, one item that has to go in each shoebox is a Super Bowl. The little rubber balls that when you throw them on the ground, they go like 5 miles up. I have to put one of those in each one.
Oh, I can see them just chasing those balls all over the place.
Because as a kid, they're cheap, but they're so much fun to play with, and they're hours of entertainment, and
One thing I didn't mention on Sunday that we do as well is we also stick a photograph in of us in the box and a letter, because someone will translate that letter into a language I understand. But they do encourage photographs, but they do not want photographs of. I don't know what the right word is. They don't want photographs of say, you and your family at the beach.
Right.
They don't want,
modest. They want modest
pictures.
Yeah.
They don't want you hanging out on the beach in a bathing suit type of thing. And also be mindful of where these photographs are going. Don't take a photograph of you and your family in front of your
big house,
big BMW, big Thanksgiving meal, because these kids are thankful for beans and rice and cars and stuff, little cars. So be modest in your photograph and be simple. But yet a photograph is great because the kids get to hold on to that. And a letter. They don't get mail.
Yeah.
And they get a letter from somebody with a box. That's awesome. So go ahead, write a letter. and taking a photograph of you. And they love that. So I'm going to be doing that too. So yeah.
Yeah.
And no, man.
All right, this has been 3 Questions with Pastor Carney. And as you've noticed, he's got lots of M&Ms.
What am I to do with it?
what Phil, Liz, and I wanted to say, Pastor, is that we appreciate you.
Oh man, oh man.
I believe this has been Pastor Appreciation Month, correct?
This has.
And you've been a pastor for how long?
37, 38? I forget. No, man, no.
According to the LCMS webpage, it's 36 years.
I was ordained in 1986.
That's 36 years.
Oh, I'm going on 37.
Yes.
Yes, next August is 37, yes. So you're right.
Which is why you've got about 37 pounds.
You serious?
37 pounds.
Now that is
this last
awesome.
bag.
37 pounds of M&Ms.
Whoops.
You guys, oh my goodness. 37 pounds of M&Ms.
Might last you a little longer than a week. We love you, Pastor.
Oh, man. Thank you, brother. I want to say, thank you to you guys.
You're welcome.
You guys were the first connection I had to this church. I watched you guys even before Secret comes out. I watched you guys even before I had the call. Because I kind of knew that this was coming down the road. And so I was watching you guys. And that's why when I first came for the interview, I knew who you guys were. And I said, oh, you're Billy.
Yeah.
Where's Phil? And you're going, what? So
Yeah.
I knew you guys from back then. And I knew already that this is something I wanted to be a part of. And God made it happen. And I just want to thank you for your friendship and your brotherhood. But he knows I love him. But one thing I want to say on camera is I want to thank somebody. I want to thank Hallie for sharing Billy with me almost 7 days a week. But
Almost.
And I think there are some weeks that I actually see him more than she does.
I'm sure.
But so Hallie, thank you for sharing him with me. And so thank you guys, and thank you to Redeemer. I love you. You're the joy of my heart, and I am speechless, which is rare for me. So
It is.
Phil, you got to take us out, brother.
I'll take us out.
Take us out, brother. Don't go too far.
This right here. Pastor Appreciation, 36 pounds of M&Ms.
6 pounds of M&Ms.
That's right.
I've never in my life received 36 pounds of M&Ms. Yeah. I can't wait till I'm ordained for 50 years.
On that note, see you next week.
God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, if you've got questions that you'd like to have answered by Pastor, please make sure that you email us, send us a text, put it in the comment below, and we'll make sure to get your question answered. Thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions about Redeemer, have a topic or interview suggestion, or need to know anything about the church, you can contact the church office at churchoffice@redeemerwarsaw.org, Pastor Carney at pastor_Carney at redeemerwarsaw.org, Phil at phil.prevail@gmail.com, or Billy at rlc_it@redeemerwarsaw.org. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and please join us again next week. And until then, may the Lord be with your spirit, and grace be with you.
Wow. All right.
I was just trying to make you feel better. All right, sorry, Billy.
Fork, spoon, or knife?